Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Ifeolu Aboyeji, and today I'll be sharing everything you need to know as a first-time mom or a pregnant person in Dublin, Ireland, or Ireland in general. Everything you need to know about pregnancy, antenatal, postpartum, everything pregnancy, postpartum. I will be sharing that with you, from choices of hospital to what you should do first, to everything you need to know, to the best of my ability. I will share with you. I just had a baby in Dublin, Ireland, and I'm going to be sharing everything you need to know with you. It's gonna be a long video, but yeah, it's worth it if you're going to have a baby soon or you plan to have a baby in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, it'll be nice to watch it. Lots of information will be shared with you. Okay, let's get right into it. So yeah, first of all, I'll be talking about pregnancy and antenatal care in Ireland. So the first thing you need to do is, once you find out that you're pregnant, you need to register with a GP. Registering with a GP in Ireland, based on my own experience, was a lot, because it was just really difficult finding a GP when I found out I was pregnant. So what I did was, I went online, I checked for all the GPs that are close to my house, and I got a couple of them, their email address and their phone number. I took a whole day because I found out that I was pregnant when I was on vacation. So what I did was, I was sending emails to all the email addresses and the phone numbers I saw, telling them I'm pregnant, I'm looking for a GP, will you be happy to, accept me in your hospital? And yeah, I finally got one that wasn't too far from my house. And I booked an appointment with the GP. And when I came back from my vacation, because I was out of town, when I came back to Dublin, I went to the GP. So yeah, funny me, normally, like, I'm Nigerian, so based on my Nigerian experience, when you're pregnant, normally they will, do bloods for you to see, are you pregnant or not. And when I went to GP, I told her that, well, I did on this, I did this strip test like twice, and it showed I was pregnant. So would she be happy to do bloods for me? And she's like, no, 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 no. If the test strip says you're pregnant, then you're pregnant. And I'm like, once you confirm it, and she's like, there's nothing to confirm. If that test strip says you're pregnant, then you are pregnant. Don't worry. They are going to be collecting a lot of blood from you from the beginning of pregnancy to the end of pregnancy. So just relax. You're going to give them a lot of blood. And I was just like, wow. So no blood test. So they asked me what maternity hospital I like to use. In this video, I'm going to list a couple of maternity hospitals and hospitals where you can have your baby in Ireland. I used the National Maternity Hospital in Oli Street, but you can, and it was good. But you can use anyone that you wish to use. But that's the one I used, and I told the GP to refer me to that hospital, and they did. Yes, so when they refer you to that hospital in Ireland, you can use either the public, the semi-private, or the private clinic for your pregnancy. That's like how your everything that has to do with your pregnancy. The public, obviously, from the name, you see that it is something that most people go with. It is totally free, like no expense at all your tests, delivery, food during delivery, everything about delivery, postpartum, pregnancy, all free. Semi-private is not as expensive as the private hospital, but like you tend to have like your own personal room when you're giving birth. That is if it is available. That's the difference, but you kind of pay some money. And then private is the expensive one. You have your specialist that tends to you exclusively. You have your own private room. And yeah, but the healthcare in Dublin is really good. If you use the public service, you won't even notice. Like, it's not bad, it's excellent. So yeah, I use the public service and it was good for me. So you can use anyone depending on how much you have or how much you're willing to spend. But I used the public one and it was really good. I didn't have any complaint, because I had asked some of my friends. I had a friend that used the semi-private, and I had a friend that used the public one. And to be honest, when I spoke to them, I didn't really see a difference. So I went for the public one, and it was really good. I was happy. Wonderful. Most people in Ireland use the public service, but it's really good. Next, I'll be talking about is GP and of course, like hospital visits where you have your baby, like the maternity hospital. You start to have appointments, scans, blood tests, detailed tests from your 12th week. So when I was 12 weeks, they called me to come and do a scan, and then just to see if everything was okay. So yeah, if I couldn't wait till 12 weeks, so I did a private scan from one of the private hospitals. I went to a private scan, I think at 7 weeks, because I was just confused, like I didn't know, and it was my first baby, so I was like, I need to know what's going on. So yeah, I did 7 weeks and it was good. And then I got a letter. Always check your post box, because that's how they communicate with you. They send you a letter. So I got a letter to come to the National Maternity Hospital to do a scan. So normally your care is split between the GP and the National Maternity Hospital. In my own case, could be any hospital in your own case. I'll be referring to National Maternity Hospital a lot in this video because that's what I use. So yeah, my care was split between the GP and the National Maternity Hospital. There's some weeks you will see the GP, there's some weeks you see the National Maternity Hospital. All this information will be, they will tell you when you go for a scan. Next one is with the GP, and with the GP you have to call to book an appointment. So that's call them and say, oh, I need to book an appointment for this week's scan. For example, 20th week scan. Then they'll give you days that they're available, and then on the phone, like I had my GP's number on speed dial because of any emergency or anything. And then if you have like any small issues, you can call your GP. I was vomiting at the early stage of my pregnancy. I was not comfortable. I just could not put food down. It was really hard. So I called my GP, and my GP told me to come in. And then she referred me to National Maternity Hospital, where they gave me like a couple of drips, and yeah, I was okay after that. And then they put me on like a special diet and all of that. So yeah, your GP is your first point of contact if you have any issues at all. They're happy to attend to you. And yeah, if there's any case that they feel, oh, you need to see the National Maternity Hospital, they'll give you a letter to take to the National Maternity Hospital. Normally they see you at the emergency service. So you go to emergency service and they see you. Note that the emergency service in the National Maternity Hospital is painfully long. Like each time I went there, I dreaded it because you have to sit down there for hours before you're attended to. So yeah, but yeah, that's how it worked in my own case. It's important to know that in Ireland, there's free maternal care for pregnant women and women that are postpartum up to 6 weeks after you have your baby. So everything is free: the scans, the drips, the treatments, the tests, everything, absolutely everything is free, absolutely free. So if you had, because during my pregnancy, there was a time, a week, I noticed that my baby wasn't moving. They called me for like a detailed scan, and it was free. And they took my blood, like the GP said at the beginning of my pregnancy, they took my blood a lot of times because they had told me that my blood levels were low. So they're trying to monitor, if they should give me a drip that will increase my blood levels, or if the drug I was taking at the time was okay for me and it was increasing my blood levels. So almost at every appointment I had to do blood tests, and that was totally free. Everything was totally free. Giving birth was free. Food I had after I gave birth was totally free. Even like after pregnancy, your baby is going to do a 2 weeks check. That was totally free. 6 weeks check, totally free for the mother. And also it's important to know that contraceptive after pregnancy is totally free. The only time they'll charge you is if you have an IUD coil, the one that is 5 years and 10 years, they will charge you for that one. But every other contraceptive treatment or contraceptive that you want to use is totally free. Putting it in is totally free, or everything is just free. Yes, so pregnant women in Ireland are living the life. No, they are living the life, giving birth, please. But yeah, everything is totally free. So next I'll be talking about is maternity leave in Ireland. So there's a statutory 26 weeks maternity leave in Ireland, and an extra 16 weeks unpaid if you want to extend. So the 26 weeks is paid by the government. That's if you have if you're eligible, I'll just put it at that because I don't want to say we have enough taxes because I don't even know how much taxes you need to pay to be eligible. My own company paid for 26% between my own company and the government. So yeah, you need to find out if your own company pays for that, and if they don't, like if they don't pay, the government to pay if you have enough tax contribution. Although the 16 weeks is unpaid. So yeah, I'll talk about delivery, giving birth in Ireland. There are various hospitals. Like I said, I'm going to write all the hospitals for you. Research about the ones closer to you, and yeah, just choose like that. I chose the one that is closest to me, and it was good. I did not have any regret. National Maternity Hospital, Oli Street. They were good. I had all my appointments there, and yeah, they gave birth there. Pain options in Ireland. So yeah, that's the next thing I'll be talking about. What are the pain options? There is an injection. I don't really know much about the injection, but there's an injection you can use. There's epidural, there's natural, and there's gas. So when I got to the hospital, I was like, whew, contractions. Like I started having contractions at 5 a.m. And then I tried to, like, because in the antenatal class I told us that once you have contractions, try to, time it and make sure that you come to the hospital when they are 3 minutes apart. So I had started to have contractions from like 2, 3 a.m. I was timing it, and my contractions just, my birth story is everything just went quick, quick, quick. I didn't even have time to think and take it all in, but it was like so bam, 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 so fast. But yeah, I started to have, like, I think it was at first it was like 10 minutes apart, became 5 minutes. Then when it was 3 minutes, shit got real. I knew that okay, we had to go to your. So I woke up my husband, quickly wore his clothes, wore me my clothes, and we headed to the hospital like 8 a.m. I tried to bear it from like 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 8 a.m. we went to the hospital and took our hospital bag. I even was like, should we take our hospital bag? Because I'm just like, for the stories I've heard, women say they have contractions and then they didn't get dilated fast. They had to spend 2, 3 days in the hospital or a day. Mine was like, thank God I took my hospital bag when we were going, because I practically went to the hospital 8 a.m. and I gave birth 3 p.m. So it was fast. I didn't even have the time to like wait in the ward. Immediately I got to the hospital, they took me to the delivery room straight up. And in fact, 30 minutes after I got to the hospital, they already asked me, what kind of pain treatment do you want? What's your plan? I told them epidural, and immediately, I think in 15 minutes, they went to look for like the, I don't know what it's called, or the person that fixed the epidural. They went to look for the person to fix it. So before they gave me the epidural, I was taking the gas, and that gas, it makes you feel like you're on top of the world, like is takes you to cloud 9, like it makes you high. Like that one is just, it's crazy. Like it just makes you feel, I don't know how to explain this, but yeah, it's like you're drunk, like you're on top of the world, you're on cloud 9. That's the way the puffs make you feel. So yeah, decide before you go into labor, decide what kind of pain management you'll be using. I had epidural, and to be honest, I don't have back pain. It was good, they fixed it well, no issues, perfect. So yeah, you can decide. Some people don't like epidural, some people like it natural. Kudos to the women that have it natural. Kudos to you, because those contractions be crazy, man. But yeah, you just pick the one you want to do. The next thing I'll be talking about is C-section or vaginal delivery. In Ireland, the default is vaginal delivery, except you have complications or you have like an extremely difficult pregnancy that they will have to do C-section for you. So when you get to the hospital, all good, your pregnancy easy, they can see everything on their system. Vaginal delivery, that's like the default delivery in Ireland, except you have complicated, something complicated, and then they do C-section for you. So yeah, I had a vaginal delivery, although I had a third-degree tear, which I had to go in for stitches after. But yeah, it was pretty much straightforward, like painful but straightforward. And then also third degree tear was like crazy because is a lot of healing that you need to after you need to do a lot of things involved, so therapy and all of that. So is default is vaginal delivery. So yeah, if you have like a prim or small pregnancy, be sure that you're going to have vaginal delivery. Next now I'll be talking about is what to pack in your hospital bag. I have a video for this, so I'll just put the link right there so you can watch what to pack. So I put everything I packed, really helpful to really help you like to know what and what. I don't even think I didn't have to look for anything or had to add everything. I packed well and I had everything I needed. So yeah, we didn't buy anything extra. Everything I needed in the hospital was already packed. So watch my video to know what to pack in your hospital bag. The next thing I'll be talking about is postpartum. After giving birth, how many days will you be spending in the hospital? If you had like a natural delivery, want to like natural, when I mean natural, I mean vaginal delivery, you're going to do 1 to 3 days. But if you have like c-section, you're going to do 3 to 5 days. So yeah, that's like depending on your case. I spent 3 days. Like I said, I had a third-degree tear, and the information they got was I have to pull before I leave the hospital. But I told them that I there's no way like I was staying for more than 3 days. So yeah, they just made sure that they followed up with me like after I got home. Nurses were coming home every day for like I think the first 4 to 5 days. They had nurses coming to check up with me and my baby, check if I was okay, check the stitches, if they were healing, if they were fine. And I think yeah, at some point I pulled. I can't remember when, but yeah, I pulled. So yeah, that's how it was for me. Next now we're talking about is postnatal checkups. Like I said, like I think in the beginning part of the video, your baby will be having a 2 weeks check. They'll be checking your baby's weight, height, and just generally if there are any issues with your baby, while you will be having a 6 weeks check. If you had stitches or tears, they will check that. They'll check your mood. They'll check if there are any signs of postpartum depression. They'll check if you're feeling blue. They call it feeling blue, like you're just unhappy. It's something to look out for. If you're supported, if you're tired, they'll check all of that. So yeah, those are the things they check at the 2 weeks and 6 weeks check. Yeah, the next thing I'll be talking about is registering your baby's birth and passport. So you have to register your baby's birth and with HSC, and you have to get a passport for your baby. So if you're a Nigerian and you want to get your baby a Nigerian passport, I have a video on this. So check my YouTube channel. There's a video on getting a Nigerian passport for your baby. They will send you a letter. They'll send a letter to your house. So in that letter, they'll tell you how to apply on the HSC website for a birth certificate. So you apply for a birth certificate and they send to you. Of course, you need the certificate for official purposes and many things that you're going to be working with. So yeah, very important. Get it as soon as you can. So next I'm talking about is breastfeeding and lactation support. In Ireland, they deeply encourage you to breastfeed for a minimum of 6 months if you can. But as well, if you can't, honestly, there are really nice formulas that you can buy. Also, like if you need help lactating or you have issues with your baby latching and all of that, there's a group which you can join. I'm going to put the name of the group. You can Google it and get information on how you can get support if you have issues with all of this. Lastly, I'll be talking about emotional and physical recovery. Firstly, postpartum is hard. Trust me, it is hard. It is hard. I would say if you need help, ask for help. Ask for help. Make sure you ask for help. Like, don't be shy to ask for help. Take it easy on yourself. Take it one day at a time. If you need help with lactating, you need help with breastfeeding, reach out, get help. And make sure that no one stresses you. If you don't want to accept visitors, it's fine. Tell them that you're not accepting visitors. If you feel the need to protect you and your baby, please do that. Rest is very important that you rest. When you rest, you heal faster. So rest, make sure that you're having your me time, you're resting, you're taking care of your baby is fine, you're fine. Also, if you're a Nigerian like me and you need your mom or your mother-in-law or your dad or your father-in-law to come in for Mugo, please apply for the visa very early. And that takes up to 3 months for the visa to come from Nigeria. So please, if you need them to come in for Mugo, please apply, apply like early, apply 3 months ahead, and make sure that the date you put for them to start is, the date you want them to come in. And the first visa they give is for 3 months, so plan yourself around the 3 months to make sure that you use it judiciously. So please plan yourself properly, ask for help, make sure that you're resting, check your mood, make sure that you're not falling into postpartum depression. And if you're falling into postpartum depression, it's not the end of the world. Seek help, seek help from your GP, seek help from the maternity hospital. They're more than willing to help you, go through this phase. And it's a phase and things always get better. Like people say, the sleepless nights get better, everything gets better. It's a joy to have a new child, it's a joyful moment, it's a wonderful moment, it's such a blessing to have a child. So yeah, look for the beautiful, the good side in all of it. Just make sure that you're doing things that make you happy. If you need to go for a walk, please go for a walk. And if you need to just relax it by yourself, please sit by yourself. And lean into help if you need to pump, so that you can have time for yourself and go out and just relax, take a walk. Please pump and leave your baby with someone you trust, and then go for the walk. Yeah, really rooting for you. Yeah, and that's it. We come to the end of my video. Yeah, I know pregnancy, postpartum, delivery is hard, everything is hard, but honestly, I feel like if you're prepared for it, and if you get so much information, you use the information you have, it makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, so that's it. I'm really rooting for all of you, and I know that God will help all of us. Really, God will help all of us. It's not easy, but like by God's grace, God is able to make it easy for all of us. And yeah, if you have any tips that will help a new mom, please put it in the comments. Please, we're happy to read them. Even me, I'm still learning. So if you have any tips, please put it there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you really enjoyed my video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and see you in my next video. Bye.